It's not everybody else's story. The things you've done are well documented. Yeah.
You're not going to post that in the post office, are you?
No, they only take photographs.
Oh, okay.
There's already one there. Okay, Joanne, what do you have to say for Jeff and Betsy?
Well, Betsy is a dear friend of mine, and Jeff I know through Betsy. And Betsy is just the most wonderful individual, loving, caring, and knowledgeable of the books, of all the book clubs we've been in together, the 2 book clubs we've been in together. And I always enjoy her company, and she brings so much life to our book clubs and has been a very, very special friend for quite a few years now, actually. And I'm really going to miss you, Betsy and Jeff. And be well. Take good care of yourselves. I'm going to cry. Love you. Bye.
Do you have a favorite book that you think Betsy?
I can't. No, not off the top of my head.
Okay, if your story, your life with Betsy could be a book, what would the title of that book be?
Whoa. Wow, that's a very good question. Well,
The book title has 3 words. So what 3 words?
Book title has 3 words. Let's see. I want to say the best of everything.
There we go.
Is that all right?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
good.
Yeah, the best of
The
everything.
Betsy of everything.
The Betsy of everything.
Hey, that works.
Yes. And she's a hometown girl from my area.
Right. Oh, she is?
Yes.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
All right, Beth Ann.
So Michael, you said that you could edit out stuff like crying, maybe?
We're putting it in.
Betsy and Jeff, thank you for being the kind of friends that make the good times twice as good. I am going to cry. And the bad times half as bad. I wish you well in your new home. I hope you find relaxation and many more adventures to come. Please remember, you always have a bed here at our house, and I hope you'll use it many a times. We're certainly going to be there to visit you. Okay.
Oh, before you go.
Yes.
We thought of something. So each person can describe Jeff and Betsy with 3 words. What 3 words would you pick?
Adventurous, creative, loving.
Good 3 words, yes.
Thank you.
And this is in this phase right now. It's one more adventure that I can't wait to hear about.
Exactly.
Because he has a way of, it's like when you and I drive there, we drive there. He drives there. It's like a whole story.
It is. It is.
We look forward to it.
And we drive places. It takes us 3 days, and they do it in 1.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
how it happens too.
Right. All right, great.
Thank you.
All right, it's tea time.
Jeff and Betsy, you all have been just the very best friends and neighbors, and I know of at least 2 times Jeff has rescued me from an intersection when my car broke down. Much appreciated. I know of a few other times when he's come to my house to twist something open that I couldn't get open, but Henry thought the world of you guys, and I do too. And Betsy, the books, the coffee, the good food, the laughs, the shared stories. It's just been amazing, and we will continue all these good things. Maybe not Jeff rescue me from the street, but we'll continue the good parts in North Carolina. And I just wish you all the best. I wish you good health, and love you from my heart.
That's really good. Now, the others, I've offered them to think of 3 words that could describe what Jeff and Betsy mean to all of us, or to you.
Now, does it matter that I'm not seeing myself in that thingy anymore?
How's that?
Okay, that's fine. All right, 3 words. When I think of Jeff, I think of genius and creativity and stories. I love his stories. When I think of Betsy, I think of warmth and laughter and friendship.
Fantastic. That's fantastic. Thank you.
Hey Jeff, I'm glad you're feeling well. And I hope this ordeal will work out well. I've been there, I've done that. This is my second life. One thing I can say about Jeff is this. He's the most kindest person I met and the most helpful. One day, when my wines were coming in, and I was gonna whip my stem with the crusher, I knew I couldn't do it. I just didn't have the power, the energy. He said, well, put a motor on it. That'll work. I still got the motor. And I'm gonna go next year and do the rest of the wines that I have for this year. And his motor's gonna run it. So, thank you for that. And it will be a machine that is heavy to lift because it's a damn motor, but it's been working very nicely. I thank you for that.
So, other people have asked to have 3 words. Do you have 3 types of wine that might describe Jeff?
Well, wines are different things. Kindness is one, and very helpful is another. And if you need to figure something out, Jeff will eventually figure it out for you.
Right. He if he sees that you have like a mechanical problem, he's like, that's like candy.
Yeah, that's what he wants to figure out.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I appreciate everything you did, Jeff.
Yeah.
And good luck with your being a landlubber in Winston.
All right. I have Dom and Joanne. Welcome, and here we are at Jeff and Betsy's place. So.
Yes, we are very happy to be here to celebrate new beginnings for Jeff and Betsy, but we're going to miss them terribly. They are our dinner at 6 partners, and I'm going to miss all the wonderful times we've had together. But life doesn't stop. Life has to go on, and hopefully it'll be a wonderful adventure for them.
Awesome.
We hope they'll have a nice, happy time in North Carolina. Seems far away, but if that's what they want, that's what they should get.
Yes. Yeah. They deserved it.
Yeah.
So if it's Jeff and Betsy, what each of you get 3 words to describe life with Jeff and Betsy. What 3 words would you pick, Joanne?
Talented, giving, and fun. They were fun.
Fantastic. That's gonna be tough to top, Dom.
It sure is, but what I put is fun at the top of the list.
Oh, okay.
Jeff was a great guy. He always had something funny to say, and we had a ball with him. And talented. The amazing things that he's done, and what he does with business and his craft. You go in his house, and his old house anyway, and you see all the things that he made, and it's fantastic.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, and the stories, they just go on and on and on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, they do.
Fantastic. Great. Any final words?
Well, we wish them the best.
Okay.
We just hate to see him go.
Yeah.
We're sad.
Yeah.
We're sad at the same time.
Sad and happy at the same time, because
Yes,
you know he
absolutely.
is onto some. We can't wait to hear the news stories. he
Right,
has.
right.
So.
In fact, we have some friends that are not too far away from them. We're going to see if we can maybe make some connections.
Awesome. Well, thank you for putting that down. All right, here we have John and Monica, or Monica and John.
It's usually Monica and John, because she's always
let me straighten that out.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, I know Betsy through 2 book clubs, and I've known her practically since I've been here, about 12 years, and she's great. She's just been amazing with the book club, and she organizes it. She sends out the notices to everybody, and it's been wonderful knowing her. I don't know Jeff that well, but we used to belong to the yacht club, and I understand Jeff was the Commodore before we got here. But anyway, good luck to both of you. I think this is an exciting adventure going up north, and we look forward to seeing you again. Maybe one day we'll see you up there in North Carolina.
True, they're at least moving someplace that somebody wants to visit. They're not going to.
I'm sorry?
They're moving someplace where no one would mind visiting.
Oh,
That's
yes.
the key, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes. You don't want people moving where you don't want to go.
Well, maybe you do. yeah.
Sure.
So
give everybody a false address and then you're fine. Yeah, even the wrong city, who cares, you know?
Right, or it's the address of like a jail or something.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Well, I'm John, Monica's my boss, and we actually moved out here from the Pacific Northwest. We were talking to our cameraman, who is a Microsoft guy, so Monica did business with a lot of people from Microsoft back in the old days, but we decided we wanted to come out here where it was warmer, and it certainly has been ever since we've been here. What do you say, about 12 years now?
12 years,
Wow.
yes, and so we've enjoyed it. And
So they're doing the same thing, they're just moving away.
Yeah.
It's kind of like we got here and then they decided to leave town. I wonder if there's a message
Correlation,
there.
yeah.
You think? Yeah, I think so, but
Yeah.
anyhow.
And then since you're nautical, pull up anchor and
Right.
find the next harbor, right?
Yeah, there you
we're
go.
thinking about
Yeah.
it.
Are they on the water? Is that their
I'm sure
place?
it's not navigable,
No.
I imagine.
No, she showed us a picture of it.
She did?
Yeah,
Oh.
at the last book
Might be a
club.
pond or a creek or something.
It
Okay.
could be possibly, and I
Yeah.
think they still have their sailboat. I don't know, but somebody mentioned that they still have the sailboat, so they're
Wow.
probably going to take that with it. They're real sailors, so
Yeah,
from what I
yeah.
understand, yeah.
All right, so I warned you that I've been telling people or asking people if they had certain words that pop into their head. So that when you think of Jeff and Betsy.
I think of Jeff's beard. Much better than mine.
And that one of our three words,
Yeah.
I'd say Betsy's very caring and very organized and just pleasant to be around.
Now, you in the book club with her too?
2 book clubs with her.
So what book comes to mind?
Well, we just finished Horse by Carolyn Brooks.
Wow.
And amazing story about horse racing before the Civil War.
Wow.
And a lot of the enslaved people were working with the horses. Most of the what do you call them? The caddies. When you were driving? Jockeys were young black guys, just little guys, yeah. And then their parents or whoever else was enslaved took care of the horses and all. So it was a very interesting book.
So when you pick up that book, see it on your shelf, you'll think Betsy.
Think about Betsy, yes. Many books.
Yeah, very good.
Okay.
All right, Barbara and Eddie.
All right. Hey,
Hey.
they didn't give us a script for this ahead of time.
Oh, Betsy and Jeff, we've had so many fun times together, and I'm gonna miss you, but you're going to somewhere where we've never been, so yay.
So we could make arrangements.
Yes, absolutely. So make sure you've got that extra bedroom open.
Yeah. Yep. You guys are the super couple in terms of the fun that you all have with your boat, that you use your boat a lot, and I don't know how in the world you're going to be without it, but I guess you'll figure that out as time goes on. But anyway, I know, Jeff, you're kind of the man for all seasons with your with all the things that you do. You're, I don't want to say mechanic or or what, but somebody that I really admire for all the things that you've done and
Accomplished.
and always thinking. Yeah, I'm
What's
always
next?
impressed with that. And
So he's always thinking. What could you name one thing that he thought about that is quite amazing?
oh well, everything he does is amazing. You
It
know,
is, yeah.
the truck thing, the air conditioning trucks, so they don't have to keep running. I think that was one of the more recent things that may or may not have worked out, but it's a great idea. And then that thing of solar powered chute that takes your luggage back up to, or I guess it's up the hill to the gateway of the airport, the arrival gate. And let's see what else. Oh, his electric boat. That was fun, and impressed with that. So.
Right. Anything else? Yeah, go
Well,
ahead.
one thing I wanted to thank you both for is the bamboo floors in our house, because when we were first designing the house, and we went to your house, and there were your beautiful bamboo floors, and it was right there. I saw them, and that was it, because we didn't know what to do for floors, but you had these beautiful floors. So thank you for giving us the idea, because we love our floors. Thanks to you.
Wow. Okay. The you can go a lot of places with that. Yeah. The very good. So, anything else?
I'm good.
All right. Well, go ahead.
No, I think I've used up all my script.
Okay.
Not that I ever even had one, as I said.
Yeah, so one more thing from me. We have found that you can meet the nicest people at house concerts. And you know, we've been to house concerts together. So in your new place, in your new digs, look for house concerts, and I think it'll put you together with some really awesome people, down to earth and friendly and wonderful, and just like here. So
Awesome.
yeah.
So I've given each of the previous of my victims here with these videos a chance to express in 3 words what Jeff and Betsy and Jeff, either their departure means to us, or their arrival, or...
Well, I'll speak Betsy. I'm going to take 3 words for Betsy. One is, it's 2 words, is my first word, beautiful smile. Second, warm heart. And third, friendly. Love you, Betsy.
Oh goodness, that's that's hard to limit to. As I said, I guess my 30 words are, oh my goodness.
Right.
It's a lot of goodness there. It's like, oh my, it's like a surprise. And anyway, there. Oh, and I'd throw in about Betsy that she's cute.
Great hair.
Yeah.
Very good.
And Jeff is cool. He's always been cool.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Very good.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, so here we have Anita and Lee.
You gotta start. I gotta unchoke.
Well, it's wonderful to have an opportunity to talk about you two, because we really haven't known you that long, but what a thunder it's been since we met you. You know, there's one word that I think represents our relationship with you, and that's warm. And we have just loved getting to know you. And so we will obviously be missing you, but our plan is to maybe make certain that on our way down from Ohio, we can get to Winston-Salem, which we decided we hadn't been to for 50 years.
Literally.
But I do want to say this, that I want to so much thank you both for what you do for Faith UCC, and more specifically, really helping to create a lasting situation in our church where we're forever talking about social justice. And I feel so good that when I brought down the bus chair all the way from Ohio,
You're the one.
that you chose not to use it. And you did that wonderful piece of artwork that is amazing to us, because now twice we've come down after it being there, and it looks like it was brand new from what you did. And Jeff, that work will last forever, and I pledge to you that we're not going to let anybody forget Rosa Parks, and we're going to do everything we can to make certain that we come together to talk about how we should be a society together. And just because of the artwork that you did, we're going to be able to do that. But you're much, much more to us than just your fabulous artwork, and we just love you guys.
You see why that's not fair?
Yes.
Okay. The bench was the beginning, but then the relationship blossomed, and it was fun going sailing with you, seeing parts of Tarpon we'd never seen before. I'm glad you came to our house for dinner a couple times. I'm glad you're coming back. and hope you get to continue this relationship. Good.
It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Now, 3 words. You want to brave some words?
I'm gonna try. Fabulous friendship and fun.
I'm going to add one more that you wouldn't probably expect me to add, but I'm going to. Liberal.
There you go.
It's the second liberal we got today. So someone beat you to it.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, what is liberal in your interpretation, his interpretation? What does that whole word mean that you use it here?
Well, I served 8 years in the Ohio Senate as a Democrat, so
hard to find one these days.
That's pretty defining.
Yeah.
But what we might mean by liberal is that being accepting of all people and loving as many people as you possibly can.
And reaching out and trying to make it better, and really working hard at it.
And that's what you two do all the time.
Very good, very good. So I appreciate you doing this, and we'll get y'all copies and stuff.
Okay, thank you.
All right, here we have Jim and Kathy.
Well, I hate making these sorts of videos because it either means somebody's died or they're moving away, and I guess you fall into that category. But I think back when we first met, and it's all because, of course, Kathy being a Rotarian, and spouses always get volunteered to do things with the Rotarians. That's the way it started at the yacht club. I remember I was in there making, I think, name badges or trying to get the printer to work, and you guys were in there raising money. That's what Rotarians do. And it all started from there. I guess we talked about your business a little bit, and next thing you know, I went over and sort of interviewed for a job, which turned out to be a long-term, lifelong friendship. And it's just so funny, all of the things that we did together in your shop, and it's really interesting because just the other day, Kathy has a bird feeder in the backyard, and the squirrels like the bird feeder. And they kept jumping up and climbing up and getting into the bird feeder. And I thought, what I really need to do is talk to Jeff about how we can gently launch these squirrels into the other, my neighbor's yard, basically. But and I'm sure Jeff could figure that out. But you sold our clubhouse, dude, and so we have no place to work on fun stuff like that. But it's really been a great 2.5 years that I've known you here in Tarpon Springs, and I mean, the boat project I'll never get that out of my memory. Oh my God, as hard as I can try, and all the therapy that I've gone through, it's still going to be there for a long time. So Betsy, I just can't say enough about you feeding us and taking care of Jeff and me, and just holding our hands and being the therapist whenever we had those problems with the boat, and all of the interior work that you did, and it was a lot of fun. I'll never forget that. We really had a lot of fun times together. And
I want to say that, Jeff, I absolutely adore your sense of humor, which I'm going to miss. I mean, you just have the greatest sense of humor. You're super smart. You combine great artistry as well as being an engineer of precision, and you can see possibilities. And Jeff, Betsy has put up with you for a long time dealing with all that, because I know that's high energy creativity, and it's hard to deal with all of that stuff. And she's done it beautifully. She's a great person. I've enjoyed her ideas of fun, which is going out on your boat around the bayou, where we got to see Tarpon Springs from a totally different angle. And you are very special people. You really have had an exciting life. Some of the stories you've shared with us on your boating adventures. And now I know you are starting on another adventure. And I can't tell you how thrilled Jim and I are that things have fallen into place. The house is sold, you made some money from it, you're going away with a new start, and you're gonna keep your old friends, and you better.
Yeah, I know that one of my most memorable times of working together was when we made the set for Madame Butterfly. And so we've taken pictures and of course videos and all of that. And so I've moved you from the stage into our bedroom. I know that sounds a little weird, but
That's very bad.
I took the set and converted it into stuff for our bedroom. It's really kind of cool. So
Yeah, I think you might want to stop right there.
I'll send you pictures anytime you want.
But anyway, no, Jeff, having you part of that Madame Butterfly experience really means a lot to us because you helped make it happen. And you and Betsy have just been a part of Tarpon Springs, part of our lives, and we hope you continue to be as we plan to visit you when you're ready for us.
Awesome. So, I warned you, 3 words to describe what Jeff and Betsy mean.
Let me think for a second. Okay, 3 words. Jeez, it's just so hard to come down to 3. Okay, I got my 3.
Okay.
For for each one?
Whichever, it's just some flexible stuff.
Well, I can go and then if she
Yeah,
wants
go
to
ahead.
add.
Yeah.
Okay, so the 3 words that come to mind when I think of Jeff and Betsy are incredibly intelligent. I know we'll bundle those words into intelligent.
Yeah.
Loving and brilliant.
Awesome. Top that.
About Jeff, I would say genius, inventive, and hilarious.
True that.
Yeah.
And Betsy, I will say kind, smart, and tolerant.
Tolerant, excellent word.
Ah, yes.
And I'm going to add a 4th word.
Okay.
Liberal.
That could be, yeah. And him too. That applies to both of them, yeah.
That's for both.
Yeah. Yes.
You can use it or not.
Yeah, you
Whatever.
can. That's fine. Yeah, he's okay with it.
And we're all getting on buddies. we both serve. So we share stories that we couldn't share with anybody else.
Let me stop recording.
I'm not sharing them.
All right, here we have Gail and Greg.
Yes. The Dashers.
They're quite dashing too.
Dasher.
Dasher, okay.
Well, we want to wish you well on your next adventure. Obviously, it's this next chapter of your lives, and hope that everything is as you expect and that everything goes smoothly for you. Tell you that we'll be in our thoughts and prayers during this time of journey changes, and that we really enjoyed our friendship with you over the years.
We worked hard, Jeff, together. We made some money, and we became friends, and we will remain friends. And I wish you and Betsy the best in life, and I hope you enjoy your new place.
Good luck to both of you.
Awesome. Now, you said you worked with him?
Yeah, him and I built stuff for the ground service airlines.
Oh, okay. He's telling me all those things you built. So you're the guy that was working with that. Were you the idea side, funding side?
He had I met him at a yacht club, then he was building things, and I got kind of bored because my brother-in-law worked for me now, so I got time off. I met him at a yacht club, and he said, well, I got an idea if you want to get into something. It was the wheelchair lift, because he had his elevator would go to the ground with that wheelchair, and they were manhandling. So he helped me build something so they could push it on my lift, lift it up, push it over to the cargo section and slide it in.
Oh.
And
Southwest Airline
was the
bought a
biggest-
bunch of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did that for years.
It's called the Dash Cart, and it's still,
Is it really?
it's still in existence
Named it
today.
after me. My name's Dash, so we'll call it Dash Cart. Dashes the wheelchair right to the cargo section.
Is the person in it?
No.
Oh, okay. So
Just
when
the
they
car.
Put them in the plane.
they fold it up.
And then they fold. These are the 400 and 500 pound.
Oh, the big electric ones.
All the big electric ones.
They were having to manhandle to lift them to put them on the bill.
Which can be hard for the employee and.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
they were getting hurt. So Jeff said, well, let's do this. And that's how I got involved with him.
Awesome. That's it.
And we did a cable hoist, 400 hertz cable hoist. That's when the plane's sitting there and they pull this big cord out there and plug it in, keeping everything charged up where on the ground. Him and I built those.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Wow.
We were pretty busy and we were a lot younger.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like you're busy now.
No, I'm
He's
still
busy now.
working, but it's not like we used to be gone all the time to trade shows and going
Really?
here, going there, you know,
Wow.
working on things. Yeah, we spent a lot of time together.
Wow. So, because I've heard he's got like 50 patents or something, which
Oh, he does.
Yeah.
His father had
a lot more.
But see, I think he worked for General Motors, I think,
Or
but they
somebody like
they
that.
own those patents
Yeah.
because you worked for him. But
Right.
he had all his.
Right, they're also funding the lawyer to buy the patents.
Yeah,
and stuff.
but his patents are always on.
Wow.
You know, 'cause
So he's not quite the slacker that his father would think. You only have 50, I have 500.
Oh yeah, he used to tell me how many his father had.
Yeah.
A lot more than what he had, but he still had a lot.
That's amazing.
But
Yeah. But he doesn't come across as that. You know, he's
he's just
meek,
a
mild.
working
Very
guy.
humble,
Yeah.
very humble,
Works
very
hard.
smart.
Oh,
Yeah.
God, yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't come across that way, but he definitely is.
Well, once you talk to him for a little bit, you're like, okay,
You
you're
start
not
getting
just
clues,
the
right?
bumpkin that,
Yeah.
yeah.
He was the Commodore of the yacht club when we first joined.
So some people said that Commodore, what does that entail?
Is kind of in charge of the
He's in charge of running
the whole
thing.
yacht club.
Be like a
club.
president,
Oh, okay.
but he was in charge of the yacht
They call
club.
it
making
Commodore,
Okay.
keeping it yacht themed.
Ship shape.
Yeah, and he put together a whole social club, and we were all part of that, and we had such a good time. We were
Yeah,
there
because
quite a few years.
we met a lot of guys in town. We were younger, and we didn't want to be a member, so he came up with a social membership. So we joined that way.
We didn't have a boat.
Yeah. But we spent more money drinking and eating than the people that had regular membership. They were older people, you know, and
Yeah.
they made a lot of money. Most of them that come for dinner on Friday or Saturday. The older people, they're out of there by 9:30. Sometimes we be there. A bunch of us, probably what 10 or 15 of us.
Yeah, midnight.
Till midnight, 1 o'clock.
So
Drinking.
So ships, boating, and drinking—that's a thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very much a thing.
No, you meet a lot of friends. You get new friends by that way. That's how I become friends with Jeff.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Well, that's what I'm gonna miss is every Sunday hearing the next story or the continuation of last Sunday's story.
Right.
And some of the stories involve stuff you were doing with him.
Right.
So that you have memories as well as stories. I just remember the
True.
story.
Yeah.
So that's amazing. So 3 words. Can you narrow all that down to just 3 words? Now you can have 3 each, or you do 3 for her.
I'm going to
and 3 for
say
him.
intellectual, compassionate, fun. They were fun.
They were good friends. If you needed help, you called them. We were the same. We'd be right there. And that's when you know you got really good friends. When they'll be there at a moment if you need help. And I wish them well and enjoy the rest of their lives.
Yeah. Hope they come back to say hello every now and then.
Yeah, we're scheduling his next comedy session.
Awesome.
So,
Awesome.
yeah. Now some people on the previous people I talked to, I forgot their name, but they said the art of friendship is what he represented. It's like he had a down art where he knew empathy and that kind of stuff.
Right.
And said you guys hit that too.
Yeah.
So he knows empathy. He
Good
knows
character.
Yeah. And we'll see if he agrees with that because he's going to do a rebuttal.
That could be scary.
I'm not going to let him listen to these first before he does a rebuttal. But he knows you long enough that he knows what you're doing.
Oh, I can tell you what he's going to say about me.
Oh, do you? Go right ahead. So let's take a guess.
This is what he's going to say. I wish I was more like Craig. Dr.
Oh, Lord.
That'll get him.
There you go, Jeff.
Very good. Yeah.
He'll never change.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Karen and Scott. There we go. It's subtitled today.
All right.
All right, run with it.
All right, we're on?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Okay.
All right. When did we meet Jeff and Betsy? that's a good place to start.
Many, many years ago, on the sidewalk outside their house after they moved in. That's about when it was, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been wonderful. It has been absolutely marvelous.
Yep. They lived very close, unfortunately. But, yeah, Karen said, you've got to meet these people. They're cool. And I said, okay. So I was working on our dock one day, and around the point comes the littlest boat I've ever seen, about an 8-foot green boat. And 2 adults are in this boat, and this is designed for an 8-year-old child. Here they come, sailing up. So pretty soon, they come sailing right up, and I looked down and I said, you've got to be Jeff and Betsy. And he says, you've got to be Scott. And we've been friends ever since.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we've been very good friends. I hope it's reciprocal. And we have been sailing with them. We've been on adventures with them.
Enjoyed many, many glasses of wine
Many
and
glasses
meals.
of wine or
Betsy, you can
other things.
cook.
Betsy's
And I am
food
going to,
is-
I'll miss you as a person.
Yeah.
I have to say that, caveat. You can cook, lady, and I'm going to miss it. Yeah.
And let's see, Jeff's ability to create just about anything, but I've had many projects that I was pulling my brains out, or hair out, well, obviously. It wasn't the brains, it was the hair. And I say, I need this thing made, but I'm not exactly sure. He says, oh, and he'd rummage through his piles of steel and all this, and pretty soon we're sparking and making, and or, how's that? And it's of course flawless and beautiful and elegant, and I was greatly appreciative. And so this is very hard. This is very hard for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, right, because he's moving 9 hours away, but it's having him that close and near the water, which is what we
were spoiled.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were spoiled.
Well,
yeah.
So what was he doing in that little boat? Was there a
They were
story?
just sailing around the bayou. They had this much freeboard. You know what freeboard is? That's between the water and the top edge of the boat.
Really?
So you heel a little bit, and you
Their
get.
butts were about in the water.
So that's about as much as like a stand-up board has.
Yes, yes, but this, once water goes in, there's no flotation in this thing. So but they're out there just giving it their best. And that's when they first moved in. Then they had a couple other boats. That, and one I did not know about. And so I was out there again, and I was always outside. And here comes this boat. It was coming flying toward the bridge. I thought, oh, that guy's, this is good. So I just stopped what I was doing, and I thought, I'm going to witness a crash. It went screaming toward the bridge, and just before the bridge, boop, tacked elegantly and headed back out. And then I realized,
so he's that good.
This is Jeff and his.
Yeah. Well, she's that good too.
Yeah, they just very good.
And they fit together.
Yep.
Yeah, perfectly.
Puzzle pieces.
Yeah, he was telling me that she didn't know how to sail or walk through a boat that was too short. But then he knew when she got it because she was like, put out a yelp when she was she was like surfing the wave with the sailboat in Lake Michigan. And because if you don't do it right, you're fighting the wave the whole time. She just like surfed it.
Yeah.
We didn't get to know them when they were sailing Michigan and in Indiana, but I knew a lot of the places they sailed because I grew up there around that area.
On the Indiana side or the Michigan side?
I lived on the Michigan side.
Oh, okay.
So they were the foreigners over on the other coast. I think you had to have a visa or something to get over to Wisconsin from Michigan. But,
that's good.
Another thing about Jeff and Betsy, they practice the art of being a friend. They really know how to be a friend. It's not just a passive activity for them, it's something they actively do.
Yeah, okay, that's a way to phrase it because it comes across in this is the probably 10th video I've done. and that's coming across. But can you elaborate a little more on the art of being a friend with the?
Making sure, being mindful of what's going on with the other person, empathy, the caring about the little things that impact people, keeping in touch, just being thoughtful, extending a hand and extending an invitation, just the willingness to be present.
Wow.
Yeah.
In the most natural way, and sometimes very creative ways that you can imagine.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah. Whenever we got together, it was always an adventure.
Yep.
It was either just a very nice meal or
It was just
out
good
and about
times.
we always had fun.
Yeah.
Always had fun.
But one of those people you can just be yourself with.
Right.
Be,
No.
genuine and
Awesome.
just be
It's a nice thing.
trust in that. Yeah.
Having old friends, not age, but long-term longevity friends. Even though, in our case. But anyway, so yeah. We miss you.
Right, we miss them already. So that's you've said quite a few words. Can you narrow it down to just 3? And you can do 3 each, or 3 each, or 9, or.
I choose vitality for one. Full of life. Just the energy, the passion for life. That's one.
Okay.
You can do
3 words.
Okay.
Let me think just a couple seconds here.
You can have number 2 of my 3 and I'll take yours.
Okay.
Okay.
This is regardless of whether we did something together, or made something together, or ate together, or had an adventure together. It was creativity. I would say that's a good one.
Absolutely.
Generosity.
Yep. Loving kindness. Yep.
And a steady, I don't know if that's one word, but a real genuine, steady perspective of what is quality of life. There. Yeah.
And what do you think his definition of quality of life was? Or is?
Quality of life? Oh gosh. I'm thinking, I was thinking when I thought of that phrase, is not real judgmental about people unless they're real jerks. Then we can probably agree with that. But a very, very holistic tolerance of the way people are. Yeah. And just a good solid.
Solid's good. That's a good word. Yeah. Yeah, faithfulness is a good word too.
Faithfulness.
Yeah. That's a good one too. Yeah.
Genuine. That's a good word.
That's a good word.
That is a good word.
Yeah. What you see is what you get. There's no hidden agenda going on.
Right.
When they're your friends, they are your friends.
Yep. But they're always learning,
Yeah.
creative. I mean, they've got new dreams now. And
right.
That's
New adventures.
New adventures, new dreams.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good model to think about,
And
in life.
sharing that. Say,
Sharing
learn
that,
something
yeah.
new, you get to know about it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
And
not
and
as
benefit
you
from
need
it.
to do this. It's
Right.
this is really something cool. You need to know about this.
Or do it with me.
Or do
Yeah.
it with me.
It's
Or
always inviting.
if
Do
you don't
it
like
with
that,
me,
then go find your own thing.
Yeah.
Very
Yep.
good. Well, that's quite enlightening. Now, for me, it gives me one word of regrets, because I've only known him for a couple of years now.
Oh,
and
well,
I
we
regret
don't want to get into
not
that.
meeting him years ago.
We're going to get into some boo-hoo here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
the
this is-
very good. So I'm going to put this together, and
Okay.
and I'm going to give him a chance for rebuttal if he wants it.
I got it.
Yeah, and some of the other words that came up were that other people come up with genius. That fits Renaissance
Oh.
man, because he's
I
kind of
like
like a Da
that.
Vinci. You know,
Uh-huh.
everything is like, he probably has drawings of flying machines and stuff. He probably literally does.
Models of
Yeah.
drawings.
So in many ways
Betsy's
he's like
created that
Yeah.
in a different modality.
Yeah.
Yes.
So and you hit us up on the same themes everybody else has been doing also. So because it's just done.
There must be a common thread.
Yeah. And he seems to be the type that, well, I guess those that just show up today.
Yeah, Jeff and Betsy. Well, when I was thinking about this, the first thing that came to mind was when you first came to Church on the Bayou, and I had the fortune of meeting in your home. I can remember being in your living room and having a wonderful chat with you, and it was encouraging to me that you might become partners in the congregation, and which you did, and it's just been wonderful history ever since then. I can't remember what year that was, but maybe you do, but it's been a good ride. We've had our ups and downs, but it's been always good when we find the communion with each other and we share good times together. We've always enjoyed, of course, Jeff's amazing stories that take, we said you need to write a book and probably be like the encyclopedia, multiple volumes of your wonderful stories. And your corny jokes too, but you put up with mine, so what's the difference? And Betsy, what a dear heart, and always they're ready to be helpful as well, and just kind, good-spirited people. So it's been my good pleasure to be with you these years. And as we said, it says happy trails to you, but until we meet again, and I know we will, because you know some of our future ideas, and we know that we're going to see you in Nashville someday, and so we look forward to reunions along the way. But Godspeed to you and blessings upon both of you, and may your hearts be encouraged always, as they are filled with the love and the peace and the grace and the comfort that we know through Jesus the Christ. Amen, you guys.
Stories. You mentioned the stories. Do you know one off the top of your head that we need to know about?
Well, they're about sailing. They're about boating. They're about drunken bars. They're about pool. They're about working on his amazing inventions and for airports and the conveyors for luggage and other equipment. And just his amazing skill at being so creative and the things he's been able to do in his life. And the good fortune he found Betsy, and the good stories about how they met, and I don't remember those exactly, but anyhow, the stories of their life and their journeys and all the places. And so we now know that Jeff must be at least 250 years old for all those things to have occurred in his life.
That's the same math I had. It had to be about 250. Because there was that story of he and George Washington did someplace to sleep, so he had to build the bed frame out of, he welded it with Ben Franklin and Paul Revere.
Yeah. And I think it was those skills that he put to play when we did the Rosa Parks bench at the church. It started out as a bed for George Washington and turned into a wonderful bus seat. And so he's left his footprints. He's also did the grading for the front gateway for the Rose Cemetery here in town. It was for African Americans when they were excluded from the cemetery across the street, and it was in terrible disrepair for years and years. And they pulled it all together, and they were able to put this beautiful gate on the front for the folks that had their loved ones buried there in Tarpon.
So, I know the answer, but I want to hear you say it. The Rosa Parks bench and that gate at the Rose Cemetery. Why did he do those? Is he doing those strictly because someone's paying him to do it, or why did he particularly choose those two words?
No, I think that's one thing about Jeff is his mind's always working, and his first response is, "Oh, I can do that." And he has the skills with metals, of course, and the equipment. I got to use that fancy burner thing that cuts their steel.
Yeah.
Plasma? I think so. That's cool. Wow. Anyhow, he's got all the tricks to do that, and so it's just part of who he is. He's always thinking about what he's going to do next.
And that's the hardware side, but why those particular projects?
Why those? Well, I think he has a passion in terms of Rosa Parks for the whole social justice movement, and of course Betsy was served on the social justice team until their departure. She just missed the last meeting or two. Anyhow, so her heart's there too. So it's a collective energy that they have there. But
it's a meaningful project for them. Yeah.
Oh gosh, yes. Yeah. And you just figure how long that's going to last too.
And then the cemetery one is, in hindsight, this is me talking now. and I think he shares that sentiment. It's right or wrong that's been waged upon these people, living and dead.
Right, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Because it was in terrible disrepair.
Yeah.
And that was back when we came to town. That was in 2000, so
Right.
And it had been so for a while. And finally, and I think we found that in Tarbert, as in most of the cities, there's a real division of people by race.
Yeah.
There's many people that are most accepting, and others not so much. So.
Yeah. And so he's oriented toward those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think, too, he's also, I mean, as everybody was in our generation, very affected by the Vietnam War. And of course, he served there and has a Purple Heart. So he's been to the depths of hell and been back. And that has to impact somebody's life, too, in terms of...
And all of us have been benefited from the lessons learned from that impact.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, very good. So, other people, I've given the opportunity to come up with 3 words that represent Jeff and Betsy. And you can do 3 each, you can do 1 each. So I'm not strict on them, I'm not dogmatic on the number. But just a...
Well, for Jeff, it'd be inventive. It would be curious. And it would be passionate.
Awesome.
For Betsy, I think tenderness, thoughtful, empathetic. That's what I'll go with.
Okay, all right. Let me check the book here. Yep, you got it right. Very good. Thanks, Carl.
Thank you.
Thanks for hosting us in your house here. So it's a beautiful place.
Our pleasure.
And we'll make sure we get him back because we got to. The first hook is the comedy night. He wants to do that.
Right.
And we'll think of something else. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Or get a reason to go there. Like you said, we're going to meet you in Asheville.
That's right.
There's a great restaurant, Curate, which is a topless restaurant.
Topless, good. I like
Not
that.
Topless, tapas. Well, there's a funny story there.
Oh, I have a story about that too.
Yeah.
That's not for this story.
Yeah, very good. I'll stop recording then. That's good.
Betsy and Jeff. We're always going to remember you guys by this big fish, and Jeff, by all the tales that you have told about your life by yourself and your life with Betsy. We are honored and humbled that we've had a chance to know you, and we're not going to say goodbye just until next time we see you.
Can you think of 3 words to describe Jeff and Betsy?
It would take more than 3 words, but...
We only have 3.
Okay. Kind. Fascinating. Funny.
Oh, I was trying to get her to say fish. As many of your stories are, the stories are long and fishy, but they're probably true. So that I really enjoyed your stories. I want to document those. You need to write a book. I will help you get that either on audio, video, or on a book. You're on your own. But here we are at the yacht club, and I just got done recording a bunch of your best friends, and somehow yacht and drinking always ended up in the same sentence. I'm detecting a bit of a pattern. So I had everybody pick 3 words. One of the words I picked was regrets, because I regret not knowing you much longer, and because I'm really jealous of these other people who were part of these stories I heard about. I heard about the fellow who partnered up with you for those aircraft gantry parts and wheelchair lifts. That's quite interesting. I met someone else who talked about the boat he worked on with you, or his boat, and something about seeing you come around the bend on some boat that was meant for one child, and the two of you are on there with just like this much space between you and the water. So those are stories that I hear, but they were part of. So I regret not being that. But you're going someplace I want to go, so I'm gonna make it a point of making my own stories that you can tell later. Probably not as interesting as the stories you have now, but I'll do my best. All right. Thanks for the great party. I'll see you at the Halloween party, and I'll see you at the comedy night as well. And see ya.
Smile on your brother, everybody get together. Try to love one another right now. Right now.
Here, this is Jeff, in case nobody knows, and this is Betsy, in case nobody knows. Yeah.
Well, we really thank you for doing this for us, Michael. We appreciate it, and we are.
We think we thank you.
Good point. Good point.
Yeah, no, it'll be a great keepsake for us, and we can just say are you going to share this with other people too?
I can if you want. Yeah.
Well, that how our life in Tarpon Springs has been really good. It has been really good, and we are of sadness and gladness that we're leaving. I mean, sadness that we're leaving our good friends, people that have meant so much to us over the years and have helped us and been just wonderful for us. We're not going to miss the hurricanes, and we're not going to miss some of the really hot weather. But overall, we're sad, but we're looking forward to a new adventure for ourselves. So, what about you, Jeff?
I'm really amazed that everyone would come out and say so long for now. For me, my experience in Tarpon Springs, by and large, has been because of the great friendships that I've made over these years.
Yeah.
And they've meant more to me than geography has. However, I have some sailing friends, and we have some drinking friends, and we have some card-playing friends, and some friends' friends.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm grateful for all of them in life's journey. Thank you.
Awesome. Those were some sentiments they expressed, especially the drinking one and the sailing one. They seem to be the same. They're the same people saying both stories. There must be a connection. The
yes.
friendship thing, one person coined the phrase art of friendship. And that was one guy's things you guys practiced. Almost sounds like a book. Which you're at a book club, I understand?
That's right. We'll have to.
And they one of them a book about a horse or something?
Yeah.
It was the most recent one.
The horse. Yeah, that's what it's called, horse.
Yeah.
That's
it was a story. Whose horse was it? It was
It was
it was
Lexington. It was called.
A connection to the African American slaves or something that were the jockeys.
Yes, back in the actually in the middle 1800s, before the Civil War.
Yeah.
When they were still slaves, and it's a really interesting book because it connected that time. It was one of those books that goes time frames. But then it centered, there's another part of it that centered on current times because they discovered the skeleton of this horse. It had been preserved because it was the fastest horse ever in raceway. And so that kind of connected the two. So.
Now another couple people told the story of, I think it was the Lee fellow, I think his name, from Ohio. From Ohio, who brought the bus chair down. Yeah, and then Carl told the story of that also, and I'm familiar with that. And then the gate at the cemetery, the African American cemetery, the neglected. You welded that gate. One of a lot of projects, and I was trying to eke out of Carl those particular two. Why did you? Who led the charge on that? It's technically challenging to make the bus bench. I get that, and it's nice to make a gate. But why those two particular ones? There was anything deeper than just metal and paint?
Yeah, I think it's easy for people to say that they're open and affirming, and it's another thing to be open and affirming. And I go way back to Vietnam. A black man saved my life in battle. And I'm not trying to get caught up with him, but we were really good friends. He later died. And I had a lot of friends that perished. And I'm not, I just revere some of those friends, and if I have an opportunity to do something that's kind of good, that I like to do that for all of the bad stuff I do.
And you do, and other people have done in history, that you can make amends a little bit. Right?
Yeah, that's more like
Yeah,
making
yeah.
amends, but it's also because everybody jumps in, every man jumps in his pants the same way I do in the morning. And everybody has aspirations, and nobody fulfills all of their aspirations. But if you get a chance to fulfill a little one, take it, do it. If you can help somebody, it makes you feel better and makes them feel better, and life is a little smoother going down the rails.
It was a good thing to honor those two people, or the folks that were buried in the cemetery that had been sort of discarded. It was nice to honor their lives, and it's obviously Rosa Parks.
Yeah.
And then that, we love our church,
Yeah.
and it was a good thing.
Mike asked me if I could do that, and I said yes, I would. And then everybody knew of Rosa Parks, but then I had to read up on it, and the details are that she certainly was worthy of any bench that I could make in tribute to her. And it occurred to me that I was in the Army from 1963 to 1966. This happened in 1953, the Rosa Parks bench incident, which was 5 years before the Army segregated. Or integrated. Integrated. She was really quite the courageous leader of a movement that hasn't received the acknowledgments it should have. So I threw my 2 cents worth in.
Yeah, more than 2 cents. And it reminds us there that she took a seat for justice. She took a seat.
Yeah.
So it's now time for us to take a stand.
Yeah, well, that's very well put.
Yeah, that's good.
So the more we can remind people of that, it's across the street from the high school, which may have some African Americans there, and they need to know that just across the street,
right,
metaphorically and physically,
Mhm.
that there are people who recognize people who took a stand by sitting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that bench, it looks nice. It looks beautiful in the garden.
Yeah.
But it doesn't look like. It actually doesn't look like something that belongs in the typical garden.
Yeah.
And then whenever we look at it, it looks like something that that reminds us all of why we're there.
Yeah.
Plus, you can put it in here on tape, on video. It's got a lifetime warranty for the finish.
It does. That thing will outlive all of us. Because you made it out of like aircraft aluminum, and the paint's on there from like a wing of an airplane. Yeah.
Well, it's all Imron, which they use for painting 747s. And
Just 747s? Do they?
No, they use it for other.
Oh,
any
okay.
aircraft that you see that doesn't have paint on it, if it's aluminum color,
Yeah.
it's got Imron over the top of it.
Oh, it's some clear coat thing.
It's a clear coat kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, neat. Very cool. So I was honored to be here. It wasn't thousands of people here. So I was honored to be among the 15, 20 that could be here. So yeah.
We're glad you are.
Although
We're glad you are.
I had to pick my own 3 words, and one of the words I picked was regrets, because I've only recently gotten to know you guys,
Mm.
and it's like, no, it's a whole bunch of stories now. you're going off to create new stories to tell, but I want to hear those. So
Okay, good.
You're moving someplace where people want to visit, so be careful.
Absolutely.
Oh.
No, we're
That's one
welcome.
thing we want is-
Absolutely, we
Yeah.
welcome
We
it.
want our
And I know you
guest
two
rooms
like
filled.
to travel.
Yeah.
And so you're well. We'd
And
love
there's
to
lots
have you
of
come
cool
up there.
stuff up in Winston-Salem.
Yeah,
Yeah.
go hunt some stuff out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty
And
cool.
I can work from anywhere, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, does that mean
So-
you're moving in?
Yeah, and I'm kind of, and we're still recording, so I can say what I want or edit it out, or dub it back in. Florida gets tiring after a while. Yeah.
Particularly in the summer. I mean, and it's
this summer was really bad.
It's gorgeous, gorgeous, and
And then there's the rest of the planet to see. So
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So we figured that the Florida people can come up to see us in the summer.
And many of them are just going there anyway.
We'll
so.
come back.
Yeah.
We'll come back in the wintertime and when it's nice down here and see you. So that's
Great.
good.
Well, this has been fun. Do you want to have 3 words of what to impart us with, or
Oh my goodness.
3 words? Yeah.
Okay, love, friendship, and caring.
Boring.
Boring?
Boring words? Oh,
Well, that's kind of cliches.
well, that's what I feel.
Okay.
What do you feel?
May your hands always be outstretched in friendship and never in want.
3 words.
Oh,
Yeah, there's
That's
3 words
3.
times 9.
3 sentences.
Okay.
3 sentiments.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll give them some slack.
Okay.
Well-
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Love, boring, and remembrance. No, love, boring. Love, friendship, and remembrances.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah. Very good.
Good.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.